Hi Gemini, and welcome to your October general love message. I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. Thank you for finding me here. If you're new to my channel, thank you. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date for when I post. If this reading doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. Check your other placements or check back later. Make sure to check out your general reading. I always encourage you to watch both, and if you're following me from the general reading, thank you very much. You follow directions well. So yes, it's an eclipse month. I'm going to give you just a spiel, just a teeny wincy bit, because my general readings is where I go a bit deeper into astrology. If it presents itself in the love reading, then I will cross the message, because again, there tends to be crossover with my collective. So again, if this doesn't necessarily piece together the whole puzzle, watch the general reading. We're in an eclipse season, okay? Last month we had the lunar eclipse in Pisces. You can find that reading on my Patreon, as well as the extended for this love reading. And all of my extended love messages are on Patreon. I'm gonna be doing a post-eclipse reading, following up with the last two eclipses, right? The lunar eclipse that we had in September and the solar eclipse in Libra, wrapping up this south node in Libra. Okay, so watch the general reading if you want to know more about that. Okay, so this is going to be a you versus them reading. The roles can be reversed, right? You can apply yourself to both as well. I actually find it to be very beneficial when you're reading for love, because it just deepens an awareness of accountability within partnership. And this is something that we all are feeling with this collective Libra South node, especially with that eclipse we just had. This is all about relationship. We are in Libra season as well. This is 7th house of partnership. So lots around the past is coming up. Even if you are happily single or happily married or in a relationship, it can still stir up emotions, you know, that we thought we had it all figured out, you know. And your general message, Gemini, there was a lot around this camel energy that was very much about slowing down, and you had the Ace of Cups as well. We're going to dive into what that might be here, and if any new energy shows up. You know, the Ace of Cups can talk about new love, but it can talk about self-love. It can talk about receiving, and there's a lot in your general reading about being willing to receive love and to slow down a bit, to open up your heart space, to understand your love language, even to understand who you love, how you love, all that good stuff, you know, attachment styles, love language, receptivity. The Ace of Cups was upright, so that's very positive for you. It's a very watery energy that you're taking on, which maybe can be a bit uncomfortable, right? There was the resistance that we were finding there. So if you resonate with that, go watch that reading. These are some signs that could be in your chart or theirs, or just transits or energy in general that is influencing this love dynamic that we are going to be reading for today. Okay, Cancer, which is moon, right? Emotions. Pisces as well. That lunar eclipse we just had, you can find that reading on Patreon. The links are all below, as well as my website if you want to book a reading with me. Pluto is Scorpio, and Mars is also Scorpio and Aries. Okay, so we'll see if these are talking about timestamps. Again, if they are placements in your chart or theirs, Synastry relationship chart readings are a great way to deepen your connections, right? Especially if you are still even hung up on someone from the past. You can easily see what kinds of aspects, transits you had with them, if that's coming up for you. If you are newly engaged with someone, you can, you know, ask them their birth time. Don't be ashamed, okay? There's so much information there, and you can find my website below to book that reading, okay? Let's get into it, okay? I'm actually gonna pull from the Animal Oracle to start. These were the two cards in your general message. Remember that camel I was talking about? This is that watery influence, being steadfast, determined, but yet you're on a journey. This isn't gonna happen overnight. All right, let's see. Your person, what is the energy that they are bringing to this relationship? Gemini's love interest, the person most on Gemini's mind, my Gemini collective. Let's tap in and tune into the Gemini collective. What do they need to know and love their person? What are the energies that are surrounding their person at this time? And or how are they feeling towards Gemini? Okay, and let's see your energy. What about Gemini's energy towards their love interest? How is Gemini feeling towards their love interest, angels, guides, allies, ancestors? There it is. Interesting. There seems to be a lot of tasks at hand. And this is what your general reading was implying. Steadfast, determined, camel, right? Preservation, right? Reservations, resistance. These are all things that were kind of coming up for you. And I'm seeing this in this animal oracle as well. Spider is about rhythm, routine. That's that Venus transiting your 6th house. Very much Virgo energy when I think of spider. You know, weaving a web of connection, making connections, and also very diligent, right? Tedious, meticulous, especially with the mouse here on the bottom. Okay, this is on the bottom. They're both in reverse as well as both of your energies. It's not necessarily a negative thing, but we're going to read into it a bit. Okay, so your person could be a fire sign. Phoenix can be Scorpio for me, so this can also talk about Scorpio season. Okay, Phoenix is the evolved archetype of Scorpio. And this is something that I've been wanting to study more, but I got lots of other things to do about each sign and what is their evolutionary archetype, right? You know, Gemini represents the twins, but what can they represent? Maybe it is just Scorpio, but that's what I've read, is that Scorpio does represent this phoenix. And in an evolved sense, like a north node in Scorpio. Also check your north and south node placements. I do have that series below, as well as my Eclipse playlist. So if you want to get more information, check out those playlists below, okay? The Phoenix is a very strong, determined, this is spirit, right? It's fire, right? Fire meets water, really. It's kind of like, again, Scorpio. Scorpio is also governed and ruled by Mars, which we did see here. And we also did have Pluto. So strong water coming up for you. And a little bit of this fire element, right? So there's a lot of passion, a lot of drive that is being like a bit dampened, right? With this in reverse, with this person. This could be a lack of confidence to rise above the ashes, because the Phoenix is rising above the ashes, above something that has crumbled, kind of like the tower. I think of the Phoenix also as like the star card, because tower represents a tower moment where people are catapulted from a tower and then they're descending back to earth. The star is that place of healing, right? Ascension, as we are grounding ourselves back from a very traumatic experience even. So this person could be trying to apply, you know, some sort of rhythm, routine, structure, spider, but they could be wrapped up in anxiety, worries, or fear, or both of you could be to some extent. These are both earth. We have earth, we have fire here in your energy as well. You have the tarantula for you in reverse. And I'm going to read about what this tarantula means for you. Give me a second to locate the book. I just had it earlier, and why are you not in front of me right now? Come on, book. Where are you at? I need to find it. Because the tarantula is... I'm going to pause the reading. I'll be right back. Okay, Gemini. It was hiding right in front of my eyes. So this could be symbolic to what's going on here. Is that something is tangible. We have this cosmic egg here. It's in reverse as well. There's so much potential with any of the egg cards. And it's also 2 spirit cards here. So it's showcasing that this connection is a highly spiritual connection. But there seems to be some sort of lack or disability, or someone feeling like a lack of courage to rise again, or to come out of a situation, right? To accept love, to receive love, which was a part of your general message as well. I wanted to read on this tarantula. Yeah, something could be right in front of your eyes, like the book was, but I just couldn't see it. It was right behind a deck over there. So the upright, as we talked about with the Phoenix, is, you know, rising from the ashes, connecting with source energy, evolving, right? Like I was saying, Scorpio, strong Scorpio. So there could be an evolutionary process that's happening during Scorpio season with the underlying energies here. This person could have, again, Scorpio in their chart, fire as well, or Pisces, Cancer, you or them, right? But there's this fire-water connection here. But the tarantula here, another spider, you got two spiders here. Let's see what this is talking about. This is hesitation, over-intellectualizing. So Gemini, this is you at your finest. And we talked about this in your general reading. So watch the general reading. It's starting to connect already. Okay, so it says here, the tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma, which again, Saturn is transiting your 10th house, and we talked about that in the general reading as well. 10th house is your soul's purpose, your mission, your duties, your achievements. You know, it's our midheaven. So you have a lot of this Saturnian quality. All of us are, but again, Jupiter is going direct, descending, going retrograde as Saturn goes direct this month on October 9th. So this is your purpose, trying to find purpose within this relationship as well. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers patient and calm like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. So it's saying follow your intuition. You already have all the knowledge you need. And like I was saying in your general reading, is that Saturn going direct for all the signs, but specifically you, because Jupiter's in Gemini and it's going to be going retrograde. And Jupiter and Saturn are father-son dynamic. They go hand in hand. On Patreon, I have a Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Pisces reading. Okay, so if you want to know more about the story, the mythology, and also get a reading, you can find that on Patreon. But there's a lot of this correlation here that we cannot gain the wisdom through Jupiter, the blessings, abundance, wealth, prosperity, growth, expansion, if we are too focused on our limitations. We have to observe through the eyes of Saturn our sense of duty and obligation, especially amongst a relationship, but also to self. And again, your lessons that you've learned from the past relationships you've been in. What do you want to repeat? What kind of cycles are you repeating? What kind of mindset are you repeating? Why are you feeling some sort of hesitation here or resistance? Because this is coming up for you very strongly. And it's important to listen to your intuition, but you do not want to get stuck in the same old rhythms and patterns or expectations if this is someone new, potentially with the Ace of Cups that showed up in your general reading. And over intellectualizing, right? So you have to step into your heart here. And so does this person to some extent. We're going to clarify this. Okay, so let's talk about your person. Why are they in this Phoenix energy, and why is it in reverse? Again, the reversal is not negative. It's just showing that there is some tension, right? This is where the tension is, and this is exactly why you get a tarot reading, right? You want to feel into not all the positive, but also the negative, because that's where the true growth is. Saturn is so strong for you this month. Again, Venus in your 6th house. 6th house is also connected with Saturn. It's Virgo. It's our responsibilities and duties that we have in the physical 3D world that get us to learning those lessons of Saturn. It's application of the wisdom. Application. Applying. Not too much reason and knowledge. If you're operating out of the King or Queen of Swords in a love situation, it can serve you to a certain extent, but all of the court cards are limited depending on the arena. And the Queen of Swords, King of Swords, there's a time and a place for that when it comes to love. But if this person is, or you are, overthinking something, you're going to get in your own way. You have to trust yourself here. What about your person? I just put that in front of the tarantula, so I'm going to say that's you, but it might be between you both. What about your love interest? Why are you in this Phoenix energy? I'm getting like a judgment card for the Phoenix as well, because it's like rising, because you think of the judgment card in the Rider-Waite deck, is there's a resurrection of the past the final call, you know, the angelic presence, the spiritual realm that is casting judgment on a situation. And this is a drive or a force to be reckoned with to some extent. So there's a force behind this person that they know, they can feel this phoenix. They know that they have to rise again. It says embrace solitude. So they're deeply in a state of reflection, and that's why they haven't risen, is because they're in this very introspective place, much like you, over intellectualizing it. But there's something that you have to trust. You might have to trust in this person's process. Maybe they need some alone time. Maybe they need a lot of downtime. Maybe they require a lot of time to think as well. Keep your mind open as answers reveal lessons in the quiet moments of introspection. So even if you are in a relationship, it just seems like you both are doing some personal growth and development, especially this person. And maybe that's what's causing you to overthink, Gemini, is because maybe they're not getting back to you, or maybe you're left questioning and you have to trust something. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through murky waters. So if something is murky, or if they're not as responsive, or if you don't know all the answers, there is a need for you to slow down, and the answers will come to you. Intuition, High Priestess. Okay, how is Gemini's love interest feeling towards them? Show me more. Feather of Hope, Web of Connection. There's that spider. So we have two spiders here. So there's a connection. There's some sort of connection, recovery, roots of success. And I see on your own again. So there's this person has a lot of work to do on themselves, and they know this. They're in recovery. Recovery, comeback. Interesting. I just saw a cat right against my patio. Cats like to come around here when I'm doing tarot, you know, spooky season, Halloween, you know, the cats are coming around. They can sense the spirits. Anyway, it says find strength and healing. This is for your love interest. As each step forward renews hope and paves the way for a triumphant resurgence. So that's that resurgence. That's that phoenix rising above the ashes. They're not quite there yet. They are recovering. They are recovering from something that potentially got them in this place, this phoenix in the reverse in the first place. I'm stumbling over my words. Maybe you could feel like this person's stumbling over their words, or you are. But there's hope here, and there's roots of success. So this person is trying to stay rooted in reason as well. Rooted, practical, knowledgeable, also hopeful here. Hopeful that things can change or get better, or that the recovery will take place as they process. It says, grasp the feather of hope, a delicate symbol of upward promises and uplifting future. So it's about being optimistic, believing in success as well, staying rooted in success, saying security, fostering growth and stability for thriving a journey ahead. So there is something about fostering this relationship with hope, stability, connection. It's also about support. This person could also need support from you, web of connection, or you offer support to them, or vice versa, right? They offer support to you. Maybe it's mutual. I sense that it's mutual, like there's just a connection here. And they might not want, like they might have been used to doing things on their own. And maybe they're trying to find that web of connection, especially with all the spider energy here. Maybe you could be weaving the connection here together, creating a web of connection that can be substantial, right? It's not just gonna get sideswiped. But the thing about the spider also that I love is that, you know, you can go and like take down a spider web, and within a day, it's right back in the same spot or a new spot. It's very quick, it's persistent, it's steadfast, it's determined, it's rooted. So there's something about this connection that is determined, and there is some sort of, even if that spider web, those root rot, maybe we have to prune back, maybe we have to cut this out, or we have to water, we have to be attentive. Yeah. You have a lot of intuition here. You are feeling a lot of things this month, Gemini. Trust your intuition. The tarantula and this trust yourself card both signify intuition. What is your heart telling you? Where is your heart guiding you? Let's see how you're feeling. How are you feeling towards your love interest? How is Gemini feeling towards their love interest? Too many. How is Gemini feeling towards their love interest? New heights. Wow, okay. Fast progress, see what I mean? Peaks reached. On the mend, beautiful, beautiful. Seeds of potential, I like that. So you're staying very optimistic about this situation. Flames of passion, even through hurtful events. So it seems like something this person, maybe subconsciously, because they have a lot of this solitude, recovery. You know, when someone's in recovery, or they're dealing with something, life circumstances, events, they're recovering from something. This is a general reading, right? But if they're in this place, you can blame yourself. Maybe that's something that you did as a child, right? Thinking back, again, past, South Node in Libra. We're all having to do this. Where is your mind taking you? Are you overthinking it? Are you making assumptions that this person is acting this way because of you? Are you taking it personal, Gemini? These are things that you are thinking about with this connection. You know, and maybe there was a hurtful event here. It says on the card, as you endure this period, learn not to dwell. Exactly what I was just saying. Not on the past, so it won't anchor you down. Exactly what I was just saying, Gemini. You're in your head. You're good at that. You're an air sign. You're governed and ruled by Mercury. You can think yourself out of almost anything, and that could really work for you, but in love, it can really work against you. And of course, you want a partner that is supportive and communicative. So I think Geminis, that can be the hardest thing for you to endure, is if someone's not communicating. So in no way, shape, or form am I telling you to tolerate if someone's not being open. But it seems like this person wants to be. They're hopeful and optimistic, and they want to create stability. And with stability, Gemini, you have to understand what the roots of stability, that takes time. Okay, much like your general reading, you had growth and pause. So it seems like in your life in general, you are learning how to temper yourself, the temperance card. Okay, you might be dealing with Sag. There's a lot around patience that's required in the situation if you want this cosmic egg to grow, you know, to be fertile, right? Roots of security, stability. It needs to be in fertile soil. It needs to be tended to. And another message you had in your general reading was about the interesting paradox that you can find yourself in when you think of a forest and how it just replenishes naturally, right? There's so much going on, but it's just in this flow. You know, I know in personal circumstances, when you overdo yourself in gardening, of course, there's a time. It's all about time here, knowing when to apply logic and when not to, just like much with gardening. It's a very intuitive thing that you're stepping into. You're stepping more into this watery place that might feel unknown to you. What I was getting at with gardening, and I said it in your general reading, was that sometimes you can just throw some seeds out and you have what's called voluntary plants. Things just start growing and you didn't really do much, right? And then there's sometimes when you put all this effort into it, you get the right fertile, the right compost, you know, you put your time and your energy in it, and guess what? You don't get anything. So there's like a luck of the draw thing. And the main message that I was getting for you in this is that less is more sometimes. And also, you'd be surprised when you can actually rest your mind, especially, and trust your intuition, that it will actually bear more fruit, that there actually will be more to witness, to feel even. I feel like this is more of a feeling sensation, and not holding on to hurtful events, especially from your past, right? Because we saw that with the tarantula, is staying too focused on the past with it in reverse. There's flames of passion here. So there's lots of passion between you two, at least you're feeling it. This person is feeling it, but they might be suppressing it at times as well with the Phoenix in reverse because of them wanting stability. Potentially, I think it's more within themselves, right? The Phoenix is a single solo animal. It's very much a solo journey of initiation. It's a rites of passage. But be passionate. Do you feel passionate about this person? Let those flames guide you. This connection is going to reach new heights. Like I said, there's uncharted territory that you might not be so comfortable in, especially if it's a very watery energy. If this person's a water sign, it can feel like you're going in the deep end type thing. And that can make you feel a little scared or hesitant due to past circumstances with this person, or again, with someone else from the past. Celebrate your achievements. Yes, Gemini. You could also be saying to this person to celebrate their achievements. Maybe you are, again, that web of connection. We saw the spider twice. Is there's something about connecting, to be compassionate and to network and to give in some way. Because, web of connection is community. So this is about belonging. This is about connection. This is about... I'm hearing holding each other accountable, but also empathy and what makes a good friend, what makes a good leader, what makes a good relationship. These could be things that you're thinking about right now. And does this person have those types of qualities, and vice versa? But there's something that's happening. Change is happening at a rapid pace. So maybe it feels slow in October, and maybe what's happening here with all this scorpionic energy is, especially with Pluto, I'm sensing that Pluto going back into Aquarius mid-November. There's going to be some pivot, some fast change, okay? And in the extended, we're going to look into what that is, okay? So you can join me on Patreon. I'm going to feel into what this is. Vortex of change and fast progress, because I'm sensing it's something that's happening in November, and we're going to see exactly what that is, okay? We're going to also dive into more about what your person's feeling, okay? See why they're in this energy. What are they needing to gain momentum on, to rise again from something, whether it's with you or separate from you, right? I hope that this reading resonated. If it did, make sure to hit that like button and join me on Patreon. You get 20% off all of my services as a Patreon member. And you also gain access to all of those eclipse readings and all the love extended readings on Patreon. So join me there if this is where we part. Bye for now, Gemini.